Motionless in White have experienced a significant breakthrough into the mainstream in recent years, with substantial single after substantial single, achieving viral success on rock radio, TikTok, and on arena tours around the world. But the road to stardom wasn't an overnight success. It took over a decade of hard work and paying their dues to garner attention from rock audiences. So how did they get where they are? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the No Skip Show. I'm your host, Travis Platt, and today we are back for our series, A Beginner's Guide. And today we are talking about the gothic metalcore giants, Motionless in White. Did you know that 99% of you aren't subscribed? What's going on there? Make sure to click subscribe and also smack that notification bell to keep the record spinning, and like this video and comment below your favorite Motionless in White song. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. Motionless in White in their current form are at the pinnacle of the rock and metal world with a Billboard Top 15 record. They have become a gateway band for many younger fans to enter the rock and metal world, co-headlining one of the most significant tours in metalcore, the Trinity of Terror Tour with Ice Nine Kills and Black Veil Brides. However, the band came from very humble beginnings. The band started in high school in the city of Scranton, Pennsylvania, best known for The Office, in 2004. Students Chris Motionless on vocals and guitar, Angelo Parente on drums, Frank Polumbo on guitar, and Kyle White on bass originally went by the name One Way Ticket. They decided on the name Motionless in White after playing a show at the Northeast Fair in Pittston, Pennsylvania. With their inspirations on their sleeve, they released a demo in 2005, citing influence from Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, Poison the Well, and Johnny Cash.
And wear it for another 100,000 who have died.
After several lineup changes, the band was signed to Masquerade Recordings and released their debut studio project, the Whorror EP, in 2007. Although it should promise, the EP was rugged and undefined, and has since been removed from streaming. Shortly after this release, the band began touring regionally and crafted a new record, which would be revealed to be When Love Met Destruction through Tragic Hero Recordings. This paved the way for more tours, despite not having what I consider to be a standout track. However, it did secure them a spot on their very first Vans Warped Tour, where their set caught the attention of Shawn Mike from post-hardcore band Alzana. He offered Motionless a contract with Fearless Records, a powerhouse for alternative and metal music, and the band was on their way up. After numerous lineup changes again, the band hit the studio to write and record their debut full-length album, and on October 12, 2010, Creatures was released, reaching number 6 on the Heat Seekers charts. Many old fans still consider this to be their best work, with huge fan favorites like Immaculate Misconception, and Abigail. Were featured on this record, showcasing the band's dedication to improvement. Chris's vocals noticeably improved tenfold with high-pitched shrieks, and the keys and synths by Josh Balls provided more texture to the songs as opposed to the electronic or wave of the time, with massive synth dance breaks. This uniqueness landed them on tour with Bless the Fall, Alzana, The Word Alive, and Chunk No Captain Chunk, among others. After even more lineup changes, the band was ready for a new album. We got their second studio album, Infamous, on November 13th, 2012, featuring the singles Devil's Night, and If It's Dead, We'll Kill It. Again, the band achieved Billboard success, reaching the top 5 of Billboard's hard rock charts. This album was the first where they really started to incorporate influences outside of metalcore, leaning more towards an industrial metal style, strongly influenced by Manson. This record seemed to be even bigger than the last, even opening the door for a music video for America, being directed by Clown of Slipknot. This endorsement greatly helped the band, leading to tours with All That Remains and an appearance at the Mayhem Festival in 2013. That summer, they played the main stage of Van's Warped Tour and released a cover of Du Hast by the industrial metal juggernaut, Rammstein. But yet the band's mainstream breakthrough is still yet to happen. At the end of the summer of 2014, the band announced their third studio album, Reincarnate, which was released on September 16th. The title track was arguably the band's biggest song at the time. Featuring a chorus heavily inspired by alt-metal giants and local heroes, Breaking Benjamin. This album sold 31,000 copies in its first week, landing it on number 9 at the Billboard Top 200 and reaching number 1 at the Billboard Rock Album Charts and the Metal Album Charts on iTunes. This record truly opened the band to a new audience with a more polished sound, receiving endless praise from alternative press, who said that the album is sonically diverse and serves as a soundtrack for metalheads, gothic beauties, and industrial Revit heads to immerse themselves in. It became a crossover for all of them to meet. This album also opened doors to tours with the likes of Slipknot, Lamb of God, Bullet for My Valentine, A Day to Remember, Bring Me the Horizon, Chiodos, and Lacuna Coil. But the band was only just getting started. After their first 3 albums with Fearless Records, the band decided to move to Roadrunner Records, home to legends like Slipknot, for their newest album, Graveyard Shift, which was released on May 5th, 2017, after tours with Breaking Benjamin and Korn. This album still gave us the same sound the band have revolutionized, showcasing a consistency after refining their sound through their formative years. Notable bangers like Voices in my head again, beating me in a war I know. The Ladder and Necessary Evil, which features Korn frontman Jonathan Davis, continue to prove that Motionless in White are here to stay. The band continued to tour, including a headlining world tour, and being on the very final Vans Warped Tour in 2018. This momentum also carried through to tours with Alice Cooper, Hailstorm, and Atreyu. Although one challenge the band has faced throughout their career is numerous lineup changes, occurring during every album cycle, but before their next record they added Justin Morrow, formerly of future tour mates Ice Nine Kills. And hit the studio for their next album, Disguise, which was released on June 7th, 2019. This album was massive for the band, the lead single Another Life being the band's biggest hit to date. Achieving virality on radio and TikTok. The single Thoughts and Prayers was even featured on BBC's Radio 1's Rock Show.
When you face the truth, open your fucking eyes!
But don't expect this record to be their lightest, because the band really found a way to blend heavy and melodic, with Chris's signature screams helping to carry the band. But the elements of stadium radio rock can't be ignored. There are even more comparisons to Breaking Benjamin, Skillet, and even a nu metal edge similar to former collaborators and tour mates Korn. It's like a melting pot of accessibility for all metal fans. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, the band hit the studio to compile a new album. In the meantime, they released a cover of Somebody Told Me by rock legends The Killers.
Somebody told me you had a boyfriend and looked like a girlfriend that I hadn't fed you.
And an anniversary edition of their first album, Creatures. In 2022, the band released their most recent record as of recording, scoring the end of the world, which carefully crafted a blend between industrial rock, radio hard rock, and a modern 2020s twist of the metalcore that has gone viral in 2022 to 2023. The major single of this record, Masterpiece, is one of the band's most vulnerable and heart-wrenching songs, drawing a ton of inspiration from Breaking Benjamin. But this album isn't just radio rock. Some of the band's heaviest songs appear on this album, including the TikTok viral Slaughterhouse, which features Brian Garris of Knocked Loose. Oddly enough, this track sparked a dance trend on TikTok.
Okay, but when the fuck were y'all gonna let me know that there's a TikTok dance to Slaughterhouse? Seriously, watch this shit.
One mutilation under God.
And has become a staple of their live shows, with guest vocalists joining them on stage, including other metalcore frontmen and social media stars. This album truly throws everything out there, bringing the influences to full bloom, and has been a massive success, reaching number 1 on the hard rock charts, number 2 on the rock charts, and number 12 on the Billboard 200, as well as receiving tons of radio play for Cyber Hex, Sign of Life, and especially Werewolf, which also received a synthwave remix that sounds straight out of the 80s. To tour this album, the band co-headlined the Trinity of Terror tour, featuring Ice Nine Kills, Black Veil Brides, and various special guests. The tour was a massive success, catapulting all of the bands and selling out many cities. Motionless went a year later on their own headliner, selling out those same venues with support from Knocked Loose, After the Burial, and Alpha Wolf. On this tour, they also had their own festival featuring Parkway Drive, The Amity Affliction, North Lane, and Make Them Suffer, as well as the tour package. Now, almost 20 years into their career, Motionless in White have climbed to the top of the rock and metal totem pole. They have become a reliable choice for rock radio, and have helped introduce even more goth girls to rock and metal, all without needing to sacrifice their sound. Even though they have had some beef with Falling in Reverse's Ronnie Radke, which I guess is a celebration at this point, even though, it's pretty much a participation trophy. Looking at the future, the sky's the limit for the PA band, and let's see if their 3.1 million monthly listeners on Spotify goes up. Make sure to comment below your favorite Motionless in White song. As always, make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, and thanks for watching and happy listening.